headphones in though.
Yeah.
And we are live.
The
This
David
is
thing.
your Manchester Top Team special. We're not sure how the audio is going to go, but I'm joined by Kane Musa, who's out in Milan at the moment. Thank you for coming all the way from Milan to talk to us.
You're welcome.
And I'm also joined by Lewis McGuillan.
You all right?
And Jonas Magard. I haven't seen you, Jonas, since I was working at Rock, and you fought for us there back in 2018. So I want to catch up with all of you and find out. So one of you's got a fight coming up. One of you's just fought, and Jonas, we want you to get a fight. You were just
waiting, hungry.
They're scared of Jonas.
So why don't we
Best shave
come
of my
to you?
life, baby.
Yeah, it's so rough. We'll come on to your how close you were to actually fighting in a minute. But Kane, I'm going to come to you first because you're in isolation at the moment, waiting to
That's
get
correct.
that negative test result back. How long have you been there?
So we've probably been here about 15 hours now. We got here early this afternoon, and yeah, we're just there. Well, early this morning. Yeah, we're just there. Me and Carl are just in the room, just waiting.
And what do two guys get up to on their own in a room when they're isolating?
There's not really too much to get on with, to be fair with you.
Counting down the minutes. MMA UK.
Hey, to be fair with you, we've been counting down the minutes for the food because I'm cutting weight, and Carl's not been fed since he's been here, so he might as well be cutting weight as well. So we're just waiting.
So what will you eat while you're, it's obviously fight week for you. You're fighting on Saturday. What are you going to be eating?
So there is only 4 options. Yeah, there is boiled chicken and steamed veg. There is pasta, which obviously I can't have. There's margarita pizza, which obviously I can't have. And there's burger, which obviously I can't have. So I'm left with boiled chicken and steamed veg, which has got no seasoning or anything on it. So yeah, the options are not too great at the moment, but actually I can show you. It's not been touched.
Oh wow, that looks a bit depressing.
Yeah, well, this is just part and parcel. It's quarantine. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not an ungrateful person. We're here at a time where not a lot of people are being able to fight, and Bellator have been able to put on this show and give all the fighters, all of us, especially in the European scene, give us all the opportunity to fight. So, jokes aside, we're happy. I'm cutting weight anyway, so we've got another order of chicken coming, but I'll probably eat this one because it's warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, we're good, man. We're just chilling in the room. We did a little bit of a shakeout before. It's just all about mind focus now, just getting the mind ready. Obviously, the body's there. We've been working for 6-7 weeks consistently, just grinding hard. And now it's time to let the body recover and time to sharpen the mind. So we're just going through had a bit of a loosen off before, did some shadow boxing, hit a bit of pads. And then I'm going to do some mobility and stretching work to cap the night. And then hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed, we get our results and then we're out and about.
And when you are out and about, are you still limited to the hotel or can you go anywhere after that?
Well, I think we are. There's a certain restriction to the hotel for a certain amount of time. But I did see on Paul Daly's, he put it on his Insta. So I'm not grassing him up. I've seen on Paul Daly's Insta that he's out and about. So if Paul's out and about, then there's no reason why Kane can't be out and about. So yeah.
Absolutely. And tell me about your opponent, Alessandro Botti. We've seen him fight some UK guys before. He's on a 3-fight skid, so he's going to have a big point to prove, you'd imagine. Tell me about him and tell me how that fight's going to go.
Well, obviously, he's, regardless of what he has, he's took losses, but they've been against, you've got Terry Brazier, who's former BAMMA champion. You've got Alfie Davis, who's a really good fighter as well. So he has took losses, but they are against high-level opponents. So that's to keep me in the frame of mind that, he's not to be underestimated. And obviously, like you said, he's going to have a point to prove. So he's going to have a lot of willpower, and he's going to want to try and push through and do what he wants to do. But at the same time, he's got me that he's facing as someone who's never quitting the cage, who's always giving 150%, and who's got a strong heart, strong chin. And I'm going to be in there with all my power, all my might, and that's what he's going to have to take on.
Yeah, and for you, you've been out of the cage for almost a year yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, most people have been out for a minimum of 6 months with this COVID thing anyway. But tell me what it feels like for you to be getting back in there.
Yeah, to me, you know what? I've been fighting all my life now. I've been fighting since I was a young kid. So for me, it's the same process, regardless if it might feel a little bit. I might have to take a little run around the cage when I get in there just to soak up the atmosphere and get the feel right back through my bones. But this ain't nothing to me. I've been doing it all my life now. So for me, I'm just right back at it, ready to get to work and focus on the job ahead.
Yeah. And you were coming off a split decision loss, like it was such a close fight. What were your feelings on that fight and the result and everything?
Look, the fight game's a fight game, and everybody already knows. I'm going to say something that's already been said. Everyone knows. It's down to you as the fighter not to leave a fight in the judge's hands. I felt myself personally that I did enough, and the reason why I thought I won that fight was because I was the one who was fighting the man, and I was the one who could feel him, will him when I had him against the cage, and I was breaking him. I cut him open. I feel like I caused more damage than him, but obviously he got the win on the night, so it is what it is. We move forward. He was a strong opponent, and the game's the game. But we're here again, and we go again, and this time we go in there and we make sure we get the job done. So, I'm aiming to get a finish in this fight.
Yeah, 100%. I think once you've had one of those close decisions go the wrong way, it's just everybody always wants to finish a fight anyway, but just even more so, it seems even more important in the next one, I think.
Of course, 100%. I've got to be in my bonnet. I've got a point to prove to myself first of all. I always understand, like, my heart, my spirit, my determination is never in question. So this time now we have to go in there and we just have to put some hands on this guy. And there's no doubt once he feels the power and gets hit by it, there's gonna be some answers that he's gonna have to answer. And if he hasn't got them there, then it's gonna be a long night for him.
Yeah. And how does this fight week compare to others? Just being in quarantine, just traveling out at a time when nobody else is going abroad, really.
Yeah, it's a special feel at the same time. And once again, I'm always grateful. I always give thanks, for the opportunities that are placed in front of me. And I just feel like right now, there's not a lot of people that are getting to fight. Us being at, with a great company with Bellator and obviously with a great gym at Manchester Top Team, there's some opportunities that are around for us, and we're taking advantage of them. And this is one of them. And I'm grateful, and it feels good that I can put on a show for the fans as well. I've got a lot of fans and a lot of supporters who have been following me for all these years now, and everyone's excited to see me fight. So yeah, it feels pretty special. I'm grateful.
You have got a lot of support. Oh, we've lost Lewis for a minute.
He'll come back.
He always does. But what was I going to say there? You do always have a lot of support. So what will it be like for you this time, going out with no crowd there?
That's an experience I've never been through before, but what I have been through is sparring in a gym, and sometimes we have fresh sparring partners come down, and the gym's got a few of us in there, and it's sometimes spars can be like a fight. So it's a simulation that I've been through before. It's just obviously there's a lot more on the line this time, and obviously you've got the production team. But for me, I'm tuned in with Carl. It'll be good for me to tune in with Carl and not have Carl drowned out by the crowd, and I can tune in a lot more and listen to some instruction and direction. And so it should be good. It's an experience that a lot of fighters have gone through recently. You've had USC doing Fight Island, Bellator. I've already done a few other shows, so it's something that I didn't want to miss out on. And lucky me gets to do it on Saturday night. Gets to experience a different type of environment, and no doubt I'll grow from that. Again, I'm always about growth, and this situation is just going to be something that's going to be, something new, and I'm going to have to be able to adapt to it and overcome.
100%. Oh gosh, I've got a bit of an echo there. Hopefully it's not so bad for everyone else. But somebody else who knows what it's like to fight abroad and with no crowd at the moment is you, Lewis. Just coming off that win in Spain. Congratulations. What was that like?
Hard fought.
Oh, thank you. My experience, I just never experienced anything like it. So, yeah, it was enjoyable. It was like, the way I describe it, a bit like a spa, but a violent spa. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely
where you
violent.
can go 100%. Well, yeah, Mahudin seems to know something about your Wi-Fi there. Is that the area you're from?
Yes, the women's show Wi-Fi. Go on. Love it, love it, love it.
I wanted to ask you a bit more about this win, Lewis, but the signal's pretty rough.
It'll tune back in. It'll tune back in.
You still
We might
there?
have to jump to Jonas.
We will jump to Jonas while we try and sort Lewis out. But, oh God. Hopefully,
Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's all right.
You might have to leave and come back, Lewis, because you're frozen as well. Oh, there you are.
Is he back? There you are, Lou. Hey.
For
So
a
that
second.
takes you to 8-1 as an amateur. You know, it's just incredible that you were able to put on that performance, especially the fact that we were hoping to get you on the Celtic Gladiator card. Then you finally got matched, and that fell through. Then you were out in Spain. Then we weren't sure whether that fight was going to happen. The fact that you finally got your fight out there and won it, 8-1 as an amateur. When are you turning pro?
That's probably a question for Coach Carl to answer.
Maybe we'll ask him when you come.
He's without
he
words
comes
right
on
now.
in a minute.
Yeah.
He's speechless. I've left him
Check his
stunned.
face though. At least he's smiling happy.
Jonas, let me come to you because
Yes.
you were also supposed to be on that fight card out in Spain, and you know I've said it a lot recently. The highs and lows of being a fighter. You know, it's not just about winning and losing. It's about injuries. It's about last minute pullouts. It's about people missing weight. It's about people failing COVID tests in these times. Like, how do you deal with it? How do you cope with getting all the way to Spain and then your opponent pulling out?
Yeah, I don't even know. It was like it was not real. We was like keep pushing for getting a fight when I was there. So I got to the lobby with my coach and we was buzzing being in Spain. Finally I'm gonna fight. I've been in fight camp for 5 months.
Yeah.
And then we come to the lobby and I see Carl and he's like, the show is cancelled.
No.
I was like, what? But then he was like, no, we're gonna figure it out. It's probably gonna get moved to another place. And I was like, perfect. I was positive. And then some hours went and I saw him and my coach was talking. So I went there. I was like, what's up? And he's like, yeah, your opponent pulled out. I was like, no way.
So
Terrible when that happens.
Yeah. So they tried to find me another opponent, but there was not really anybody who made sense for me to fight. Like, at this point, I don't want to fight a guy who's like 5-19, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for me. I want a guy with a positive record. So to build myself up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can understand why people do take those fights. Like when it's last minute,
honestly,
because...
I was very close to take that fight because I was so hungry. I've been in fight camp for so long, like, and I don't even know how many like events we've been training up to. So after K-Tours, I was supposed to fight in Brave. Then what is called Corona came, so that went off, and then there was another show. Then there was Spain. Then there was another show. Then was Spain again. And then recently, was it last week? Yeah, I think last week I was supposed to fight in Holland. I said yes to fight in Holland, 3 days notice. but they couldn't find anybody for me. Actually, the guy I was supposed to fight in Spain didn't want to fight me again. There, he got offered the fight.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bonus has got a running scare, boy.
Yeah. So it's just hard, but I'm always in shape, and I'm you know, I cannot stop training. You know, just because I don't have a fight like planned, I still train like I have a fight planned. I got better at like slowing it down a bit, because that's been a big problem before, that I'm like overtrained and stuff like that. But I'm always in shape, and I'm always ready to go. Like give me a half week, and I'm back in fight shape. Like, but yeah. It was unbelievable.
Your last fight was so impressive. And
thank you so much. It was only 20%. You only seen 20% though. I've only shown you guys 20%. Like after I changed to red line, my game have like went up like crazy. So before I changed to red line, I was of course going to Manchester and training there, but that was like the most solid training I would get. It was in England. And then I would go back home and drill my own things and be my own coach, and that doesn't really like work out. And still I got the wins that I got.
Yeah.
But now that I have a solid team, I have a day-to-day coach, it's like it's different. And what you saw last fight was just fun and games. It didn't take anything from me. I just wanted to feel the 15 minutes. I really rate him
as a fighter as well. So for you to be able to do that to him just says a lot. And I can't work out why you're not signed to a major promotion. And I don't know whether it's because you don't want to sign a multi-fight deal, or like I'm just stunned that you're not out in Bellator this weekend, for example.
Yeah, we're looking for the UFC, and that's where we're working towards.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a personal dream for me. Since I started, I want to get to the UFC, and I think that's why as well we're trying to get to there. But it was a good fight, the last fight, 100%, and it was nice to feel 15 minutes, because before that fight I've been out for over a year. So to get back in and feel these 15 minutes, it was nice, but it was just like I said.
It was still good. It was a great performance.
It was a good fight, but it was just
you demonstrated dominance, and
it was totally dominant. But you know, it was only 20%. That's all I can say. It was 20% of my game, and like, yeah, it is what it is. I just want to go in and fight soon as possible. Good guys. I don't want like bad guys. I want to prove myself, because I know I'm up there. I've been training like a professional since I was an amateur, and now that I got like a day-to-day coach and training every day under Akira in Redline and going to Manchester, and like my skill set have just like went through the roof. Like really, it's crazy. Yeah, just from month to month, I see myself like going up.
So where do you think your next fight will be?
Oh, Carl. Get Carl on. I don't know.
Carl's hiding that. Behind the bed.
I don't know. If like anyway,
it'll either be in Abu Dhabi, or it'll either be in Abu Dhabi or a gym in someone's backyard in the northwest.
Can't rule anything out at the moment.
He's hiding. Carl is hiding somewhere. No, but I understand it's hard times now as well to get fights, and they don't make events in Denmark. And of course, for me to fly out, I have to be an underdog and fight somewhere. And again, I understand why people don't really want to face me, because I'm a high risk fight, and especially what I showed last fight, like total dominance. I didn't even get like a scratch. And like I said, don't. I'm not trying to be like cocky or anything, but it just felt like a normal sparring in Redline. Like we had harder sparrings, and for this fight, I was in the best shape of my life. I tell you that, best shape of my life. And just for that fight to get cancelled like that, that's the worst thing ever. But I'm back in the gym and just training hard, so I'm ready for a short notice.
I hope there's one coming for you. I really do. And you know, the fact that we've had like 2 brave events coming up. 4 Bellator, 3 Cage Warriors. There's going to be another Cage Warriors trilogy in November, probably.
We tried to get me on Brave as well. There was an event. They made like an extra event in Sweden. So there were like 3 events, and then they made an extra event, I think. And we tried to get me on there, but we couldn't get somebody to fight me.
Oh, so frustrating.
So,
so frustrating. We've got some comments coming through that I want to ask you guys. Plain one for you. Was Robert Whiteford your toughest opponent? That's from MMA Scotland.
I'd say, if I'm honest, I'd say Robert Whiteford was probably my most frustrating opponent, because look, the fight game's a fight game, and however the fight goes, because I've done in fights what Robert did against me. I thought me and Robert were going to trade and we were going to bang it out. Probably a bit of naivety on my side. We came out into the fight, and all Robert wanted to do in that fight was grapple and hold and control, which is fine. That's his method of winning the fight. And I'd say in that respect, it was probably my most frustrating fight, but it wasn't my toughest fight. I've had a lot harder fights than the Robert Whiteford fight, if I'm honest. There's been a lot more tougher fights than that. Alex Enlund fight was a lot tougher than the Robert Whiteford fight.
That was a great fight.
That was a good fight.
Lewis, so somebody said here, your Wi-Fi works better when I don't talk to you. I'm going to try and come back to you anyway. Mahudin said, get off your neighbour's Wi-Fi. And MMA Funny said, you need to put 50p in the meter. Oh, I'm going to lose him again now. I wanted to try and get a few words out of you about your win in Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, we can get him back on his own.
We'll do that. I think
this is how he was in Spain. He was not saying anything the whole trip.
Wow! Finally, Carl's food. The food has arrived. Carl's jumping up for joy, running out like a madman.
Oh my God!
Hey, thank you very much.
MMA UK News say UFC for you, Jonas. I think you've done, more than enough to prove that you're ready for it. And you never know with Fight Island at the moment, the way that people are getting these last minute call ups. You just got to stay ready like you are doing. But
I am ready. Give me 4 days and I'm on that plane.
Wow.
Amazing.
Just 4 days, get my weight down, and
How close to weight do you walk around at, or would you rather take a last minute fight the division above?
I'm good with both. It depends on how long. If it's a week, I can get down to bantamweight, and if it's for the UFC, I could probably do it in let's say 4 or 5 days.
I thought you were going to swim there. I thought you were swimming there. You're going to lose weight doing it, aren't you?
I'm going to swim to there. Oh, I've been on Dana's thing. Every time he goes live, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Jonas is hungry for it, man. He wants it anytime. Give him the shout. He's there. He's not messing around. He's ready.
Best shape of my life, baby.
Do you know what I'm saying? Stay ready. You already know how we do. We stay ready. That's how it goes. When the fights come, we're ready to take them. Even with the Bellator fight, when they come at me, it was, you give us about six weeks or whatever. It was like, no problem. Let's go. Let's get it done, man. Like, we're ready. This is what we do. We train every day. Training is a part of our life, whether we're focusing on competing or not. We're training to stay fit, to stay healthy, to stay strong, and to stay one step ahead of anything. It doesn't matter whether it's in the cage or out of the cage. So, we stay ready. That's our man. That's our mentality. That's our attitude, man.
I feel actually like this short notice fight is even better for me because I have a tendency to like overtrain a bit when I have too long time. And then, I got better to slow it down and stuff. Last fight I had, I think it was 3 weeks or something, maybe a little bit more, but and it was perfect.
Yeah. Slowing it down is a very big, important part of training, and it comes with experience.
It's just hard when you're obsessed. I'm
yeah,
upset.
well,
When I'm not
but
in the
that's
gym,
why
I'm
it comes
training,
down to
I'm
having a
training,
good
I'm
coach
training.
team and
Yeah.
and understanding that sometimes you can take your performance out. You can take out of your performance in the gym. And even with me, like it was true what Jonas said. These short notice fights, as long as you're staying sharp, staying in the gym, training, the short notice fights. Also, you're not thinking about the fight for as long.
No,
Like I think I heard when I fought Mark Diakese on that fight. I think I found out like 4 months before it or something.
Yeah.
I was going crazy for ages. Do you know what I mean? I was putting in work for ages, and mentally it took it right out of me. So definitely, as long as you're in the gym, staying consistent, working all the time, growing, developing your skills, 4, 5 weeks should be enough time for anybody to be able to turn around and get fit. Obviously, if you're fighting at a higher level, like, I'm talking world championship, top 10, top 5, whatever, you might need a bit of a longer camp to work on specifics based on who your opponent is, because that's when you come in against, the elite in specific areas, and some people you have to focus. But generally, stay in the gym, stay fit, stay focused, and stay ready, boy.
Yeah, and Bisping always said that he felt overtrained for pretty much every fight, and then the fight that he won the belt was the one that he got the short notice phone call about, and he was on a film set. So
yeah, there you go. So that's a perfect example of it.
Yeah, we've got some more questions or comments, more than questions, coming in. Manchester taking over the world. It does feel like you guys have got a really great team and unit together, and camaraderie, and just like you're really going places.
Yeah, we're a team that's been built on authentic characters. That's why hard-working, authentic, real people. It's not, sometimes with MMA, you have a lot of people who are in the sport for the wrong reasons. You have people, you have coaches that carry the wrong type of mentality, a lot of egotistical coaches. And it's not that as well. We've got a good brotherhood with the team. Everyone's supporting each other when everyone's got a fight. Everyone's in the gym when people have got fights. Everyone comes around each other, and everyone's fighting for the same goal and the same dream, and everyone's passionate about it. And I feel like that's the main factor, that everyone's hungry to achieve greatness within the fight game, and that's what everyone's doing. So yeah, the team's working really well, and we've just announced. I don't know if you've seen it on Carl's Instagram. We've just announced the new premises. So
you're stealing his thunder. I love this.
Yeah, so that's going to be good. That's going to be, and as well, remember with us, it's all about bringing through, fresh new talent as well, and developing champions for the future. Obviously, Lewis being a prime example of exactly what can happen when we get our hands on people and put work in. And obviously, it's all about the mentality. Lewis has got the mentality. Carl's got the coaching ability. All the other coaches, Lofty, Aaron, Larone's in there coaching. I'm in there giving bits of advice and support. So yeah, Manchester top team, something for everybody to be. Well, everyone's on high alert anyway. They know what we're about, and they know that we're not coming to play games.
Lewis, I'm going to try and come to you again in a second, but I'm just also going to add Ibrahim in there. Hey.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
I'm alright.
Let me just put this here. I'm just going to start eating because it's wake up time. So carry on. I'm involved.
Go for it, Kane.
I just finished session. I forgot about it.
No worries. Could you turn your phone sideways for us, please?
One sec. No, let me clean my camera.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So what session have you just finished?
I've been down the Aspire, so we've done some grappling rounds.
Wow. So just pure wrestling this evening then? Or jiu-jitsu as well?
Yeah.
Even if it was striking, he'd just wrestle anyway.
Yeah.
You've got a reputation to live up to, right? I see your Instagram says Dagestan and Manchester.
Yeah.
So 5-0, you just got a big win out in Spain as well. Congratulations. How does it feel to still be undefeated?
Thank you. Yeah, I feel good. Good opportunity from Spain with a hard opponent. It was a good fight with him. I
Very good fight.
I didn't expect him that much. So, obviously, it was hot in Spain as well. 40 degrees at the fight there, like 39, 38.
Yeah. So what was that like to deal with as well?
Yeah. My body did adapt properly. We just landed like 3 days before the fight. That's it.
And the fight obviously didn't take place where you were expecting it to either. So something else to kind of roll with the punches on fight week.
Mm.
Was it a bit of an emotional roller coaster, kind of not knowing till the last minute whether you were going to get to fight or not?
What's that again? Let me find my earphones.
If you get these from Russia, right, they doesn't have emotion. Yeah, so for a normal human that didn't look so much like Lewis Capaldi, it would have been like a daunting experience. But for our guy there, the Russian Dagestani with a Manchester accent, he had no problem, you know.
He still needs to turn his phone though.
Yeah, he still needs to turn his phone. He's getting the earphones now. Jonas is the only one who turned up with earphones.
Turn your phone.
Can't find them anyway.
Sideways, mate.
Yes.
That's it. Well done.
Looks better now. Yeah.
And I know that we're also friends with the same sponsor, Mauler. Mauler.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fred.
My new sponsor, you got the tracksuits from there as well.
Oh, of course. He's a friend of the show.
You got our three maulers on there, aren't you? Kane Musa or me gaslighting as him, and then Jonas Magard and Ibra Migma. Ibra.
A ginger, a Russian, and a Dane. It sounds like a bad joke.
What happened next?
Why can I not just be English? Why do I have to have my hair colour?
But so, Carl, tell me what you thought of these guys and the performances they put on out in Spain, because like it really was an emotional roller coaster, wasn't it? If you've got emotions, it would have been.
Yeah. Well, do you know, I'm just as proud of listening to him talk as I am after having watched him fight. You know, so that's good for me to see that where they're at with it all. But Ibrahim had a crazy fight here, like 9 minutes of mayhem, really, wasn't it? It was just. Obviously, I knew a lot about his opponent, and I know a lot about Luke and his level as a coach. So I knew it'd be his hardest fight yet. And I probably told him that 20 times, but he was still surprised at the end. That shows you how much he must listen to me. But no, he's an exceptional talent. 16 years old, 5-0, and fought like blokes, like 29-year-old guys out of the army, and like threw him around like an empty tracksuit for like in front of everybody. So it was. It's a real coming of age performance for that for me, and it's nothing that we're surprised of because we just see it day in day out at the gym. And then with regards to Lewis, the guy got bigger. The guy kept getting bigger every time I looked at him. So he took like a bit of a crazy fight, and then he was 66 on the day, and he fights at 57. So it was like, well, just want to fight. And you should have. When I told him maybe not fighting, you should have seen it. I was like, I've got to get him a fight. I've got to get him a fight. And the guy just kept getting bigger, and he looked a bit like Johnny Walker. And I swear to God, by the time he was in the cage, I was like, can't believe we've got Lewis fighting Johnny Walker. Like, what have we done?
So
what have we done to my ginger son?
So big, that
he was massive, but he
2 times bigger than Lewis.
He was massive, yeah. But the guy was good as well. He wasn't like an idiot. But Lewis put on a clinic, and they both had terrific fights. And to talk about the Spain show, it was a roller coaster of emotion. I've only just got over it now, to be honest. It was probably the longest weekend of my life. I went from taking 5 lads out there for a fight to being the promoter. So I had to like pick people up from the airport, pick them up, drop them off. I had a guy from France fighting. He pulled out 12 o'clock the night before. I'd already flown him over there. He was at the hotel. So I called a friendly face from Manchester to come over and run the fight for me. And he said, yeah, booked him a flight, sent him everything, QR code, everything like that, kosher. And then I woke up in the morning and like half an hour before his flight, I said, how's it going, mate? He said, oh yeah, I'm just going to the gate. And I thought, he's not coming. And then 5 minutes after the flight was supposed to set off, he messaged me saying, oh, they wouldn't let me on the plane because my temperature. And I was like, I know that they're even testing your temperature, so just tell me you're not coming. So then we had to move things around again on the day. And then, so we got to the venue and it was hot. And it was just us who was going to fight. And yeah, my heart rate was about 180 beats per minute because he fought first, and there wasn't a second where I wasn't in the fight. You know, where I have to like put your hand here, put that, there, and it was so. But at least have some nice food afterwards.
I've never heard of a 16-year-old being 5-0 before. That is absolutely insane. What an achievement!
Yeah. Well, big things to come, like.
But so, do you have any misgivings at all putting him with a 29-year-old guy like that? That could look really bad if it went wrong, Carl.
His mum and dad were on holiday, so no. If his mum and dad were here, yeah, 100%. But his mum and dad were on holiday, so I knew that if anything happened, I could take care of it myself and do the stitching or whatever. But no, I don't have any problem putting him with anybody because I see his level. I see what he does with the likes of Kane and Lerone and everybody like that. And we train with him every day. And as well as it says on his birth certificate, he's 16.
Trust me, that guy who I fought the last Vincenzo, he was stronger than him.
Much stronger. And he was 16 too. Yeah, so do you know what he said after the fight? He said, I can't believe a 16-year-old could be that strong. Like,
who said?
You said that.
Yeah. About him, yeah.
Because you're not 16.
You are throwing him around. You are 16. Yeah, real life 16.
I thought I'm only one in the whole world.
The only one with the whole world. Yeah. So he's been drinking egg yolk since he was 4. He's like a different mentality. He's a different breed. Like, his 2 brothers play for Man United. One plays for Man City. Train every day in the park. He can do 30. I learned this the other day. He can do 37 pull-ups. Okay, and his dad's record was 36. And his dad saw him do 36, and he said, "Wait here 1 hour." And he come back and did 40.
Yeah.
That's the side. How can you compete with that? He's got competitors at home every day trying to beat him to get the salt and pepper. Do you know what I mean?
How many are you doing, Carl?
I tried to do 2 at the playground the other day. I'd say one was a good rep.
And you got injured.
One was a good rep.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck no. 3.5.
What was it there? 3.5.
But
I don't understand English. What?
Listen, Kate, I'll tell you a story, right? This guy lives at my house when he comes to England and all that good stuff.
How big's your house?
You saw how I feed you that one?
When he stayed at my house, it was very small, very, very small, right? So he got underneath my missus's feet a little bit towards the end, right? And I have an easy life, right, where I don't really clean up that much. Sorry.
There's still some session.
And he kept making it dirty. No, it's social distancing. The gym's closed. Get off. What are you doing? So she was always like giving me trouble about like cleaning up. So he was messing up more than me. And I kept saying to him, I said, mate, you ruin it for me, this. I'm getting shouted at for me being dirty now. And he's like, oh. And then one time she said, Jonas, why? And he went, what? Huh? What? Like, you've heard him speak English. There's not a word that he doesn't understand.
I don't understand.
So you shout at him and he goes, huh? I'm from Denmark, huh? And I get it. So yeah, hard work.
I'm just going to add Lofty in while we're chatting. But Carl, he's frozen as well. What's going on with the Wi-Fi in Manchester?
Listen, the thing, right? As much as we call Manchester, he's from Greater Manchester. He's from a place called Oldham. Right. So it's not really the same. Here he is, look.
Yes, Lofty.
There he is. He's got his headphones in, look.
You have, yeah.
He's been worried about me.
They're working.
I've been ringing him for half an hour telling him to get off the mat.
Yeah, I've just seen a message like 10 minutes ago.
Useless. These Russians are hard work.
Well, welcome, Lofty. And I was just going to say, Carl, we were saying on the Celtic Gladiator special, like how good some of these kids coming through can be. With 16-year-olds training with UFC fighters and Bellator fighters, that's just like insane, isn't it? How good can he be?
And I can't just say it's just our gym. That's the frightening part of it. Like
No.
these 16-year-olds are better than the main event guys. They're better than the main event guys when I first started getting into the sport. Like far superior to them. I think that's what Jonas's coach, Kira Khorasani, said after Ibrahim's fight. He said, "Oh, great fight, mate. The scary thing is, you would have beat me on my UFC debut."
Oh God!
Madness.
It's crazy, so.
It is. It really is.
It's good to see. I hope it's the same around the world, because if not, it might be a UK takeover. We'll see.
Oh,
Next 5 to 7
that'd be
years,
amazing.
I'd predict
100%. I'd love to see it. And then also for Jonas, absolutely heartbreaking for him to come so close to fighting in Spain and then not get to.
What a few weeks that we had. What a few weeks.
I give him a hug. I feel heartbroken for him.
Movie.
Yeah, I cried all the tears out of my body, me. I've been drinking water for 3 weeks now, trying to get rehydrated.
So what's next for him? Should he get that? He should get that UFC call up straight away. If that doesn't come this time,
we're definitely petitioning for it. You know, Corona. So we're definitely petitioning for it. I think, respect to Jack Cartwright, he might maybe just took one step in front of Jonas on Friday night with another solid performance. But I think we're in the top 5, ready to get there. Yeah. In fact, I pretty much know that we are. So it's just a case of picking the right fights and making the good choices in between. Obviously, the best opportunities seem to land on Fight Island, don't they? I saw a heavyweight just got picked up just now and all that, and I'm pretty abreast of what needs to happen. Like I say, when someone gets pulled out on Fight Island, I do hear about it. So that's I'm in an advantageous position, and so is Jonas by virtue. So I fully believe it's already happened. We just got to wait for the phone call. So we just carry on like that. A bit of an announcement, real news. November 14th, we're going to do a Celtic Gladiator. So if he doesn't get to fight on Fight Island, he'll fight at the very latest November 14th. After the show in Spain, we had a fight lined up for him against a fight that we really want as well, against Aitan Pepe. And that fight got turned down. So we've been really active looking for fights. I tried to get him a fight in Holland. I got offered just one spot. Got offered one spot on the show, and we give it to Pav Sahota. Pav Sahota fought Nikola Ivanovic this weekend. But I was trying to get Jonas a fight, but he wants to fight someone with a positive record. No one with a positive record wants to fight him on 3 days' notice. So we just keep plowing forward. And after that, we went to Cage Warriors, and something crazy happened there. So hopefully we get our coronavirus test back tomorrow and no more shenanigans, because it's been a whistle-stop month.
Oh God! And I know you had Scott Malone on your last Celtic Gladiator card at one point, you know, and unfortunately
Scott Malone versus Wesley Meyer, by the way, which was a great fight.
I know. Can you imagine?
Wes showing his level at this weekend as well, didn't he?
Yeah, but I'd love to see Jonas against any of those guys. Would be insane to see him in there against those guys.
Yeah, we only fight Great Britain top team for big money, you know. But I would like to see him. I would 100% like to see him fight Scott Malone. I think it's a great fight for him, and anybody really in Europe of that ilk. That's just, especially the fence smashers. I don't think they'll have a chance with him. Yeah.
Oh, I'd be buzzing to see any of them top ones. There was a question.
I love how much you're a fan, by the way, Katie. Honestly, I do. Especially, like, everyone can be a fan of the UFC. Like, people are so casual fans of, like, Adesanya now jumping on that hype train. Cal Prince signed him for ACB 4 years ago, just for the record. But now, like, to see someone jumping on local MMA, it means a lot to me anyway. So thank you.
Oh no, you're welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to cover it. It's my favourite bit of doing it. Like, I definitely have my fangirl moments when I interview like somebody that I've been watching for donkey's years, but I'm just as happy at the local shows. It's really exciting, I think, to find out the people who are going to be the stars of tomorrow. And
to see that, I was there when he fought that guy and all that. Yeah, so I understand that side of it. But anyway, enough about me. What are these three up to?
Well, we have got one question just for you. When are you getting Manchester top team masks made up?
Never.
Probably at the end of it. Do you know what it is? I'm so anti-cool. Do you know when you don't have to wear a mask? Then.
Yeah.
I'll make everybody wear them in the gym.
from Danny Bruff, one for Carl. What's the estimated completion date of the new MTT gym?
I'm kind of busy, mate, unless he's noticed. I'm in Italy at the moment and all that. And we got the keys on Friday. I flew to Italy on Monday. So
today, mate.
I reckon November. The building blocks are in place. We've just got to tick the right boxes and all that. We've got a bit of interest from overseas. The people want to maybe get into the branding of the gym. So we'll see. But I hope in the next 2 months. Hope. Depends how hard Lofty works. He says he used to be on the tools and that, and I've saved him from that life. So we'll see if he was.
He
will work hard for it.
Anyone comes into the gym and does the work for free, we'll give 1 to 1. We'll switch.
You heard the master. You will work hard.
We're waiting on favours. The gym will be open in March, so we'll probably go for November and pay for it.
Hopefully.
Let me add in another coach, Ibrahim. Welcome. Full house now.
Staff and fighter.
The professor.
The professor.
Guys, tell me though, because I thought the facility that you were in was a new one. I thought that
too small.
Yeah, it was just a sample size. I did a 12. The thing is, everyone's been telling me for years to get my own gym and all that. But I'm inherently busy with other things and factors. But I just cleared the decks to give this a go. I wanted to give it a proper go, like dedicate 12 months of my life to it and see where it got to. And when we moved premises, we had 7 fighters, and now we have 51 in a year.
Wow.
So it's time to move on. We don't have a cage. We've got fighters signed in Bellator, UFC, and all that. And as much as it's cool that we get to go to other people's gym and that experience, it's something that we need within our own shut. And also, I've got a vision for it not just being a gym. It should be like a community, and we want to just build out and all that. And now I believe I've got the staff in place that can actually help me and support me rather than me just pulling the ship solo. So it's all about timing and opportunity, and I think this is our time, and this is our opportunity to be the best gym that we can be in, and probably the best gym in the UK.
There's so many good gyms as well. Like every time I speak to people, like you're all making each other better when. Yeah,
competition's great. We honestly, we wouldn't be where we are without competition. Like we want to win, and if other people want to win, they make us win better, don't they? And if when we win better, we win harder, we get better, and also we're not blinded by like national, and we want international level competition. We're not worried about beating a guy down the road in Stockport or someone in Liverpool, maybe a little bit from Liverpool, but like more so the rest of the world. Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want to be, and we have visions and designs on not just being the king of the pub. We want to be the king of the internet.
Oh, 100%. Lofty, how do you feel the buzz in the gym is? Just people picking up wins in the UFC, and you're still managing to get in fights even though hardly anyone's fighting right now.
That comes down to Carl, really. Carl's putting in like the trust in everyone, and he puts in what he gets out of the lads. So, like he said, there's 51 fighters. They might not all be on the mat on the same day, but when they're in, there's bodies, regardless of who you are. We get everyone coming from everywhere to train with our lads, so they're only going to succeed. That hard work, you're going to succeed.
And while Kane's off to the side, I wanted to get predictions from you guys on how his fight is going to go on Saturday.
Second round stoppage, I think.
Yeah, second round.
Second round?
Yeah, body snatcher. It's going to be a soul-destroying body shot.
I'm really buzzing for this fight, and I feel a bit sorry for Bossy because he's coming off 3 losses, and I think it was a really tough matchup for him to be given. But I
think he's like to fight on Bellator. Like these guys are competitors. He's had 26 pro fights and all that, so we have to respect him. He beat Scatese, who just beat Gavin Hughes and all that. So as much as he's lost 3 straight, only to legit competition, and now he's getting an opportunity to fight on Bellator in his home nation. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't feel sorry for him one little bit.
No, I don't believe in that.
At least he gets to fight, though.
A fight is a fight at the end of the day, isn't it? It doesn't matter if they've lost 3. They could have lost 10, but like that 10th fight or the 10th fight they've lost could make them more hungry for the 11th. So
yeah. Well, yeah, the total other side of it is he really needs a win, and he's come off 3 before and won 3 after that straight. So
we really need a win too, We really want to win. So I hope he brings the best version of himself, and we'll bring the best Kane Mooser, and may the best man win.
Is that true? Because Darren Till, I know, said that he goes, I hope the worst Robert Whittaker turns up. I hope I pulverise him. Do people really want the best version of their opponent to turn up?
I'll leave that to the competitors of the group. Yeah,
100%. I think people fight for different reasons, but these lads fight for testing themselves. They're not about the money. They're not about the fame. They're fighting to test themselves as humans.
the money.
And the money.
What money?
They're not interested in the money. They've been doing it long enough not to be interested in the money. They know, you've got to be like the top 5% of the world, top 1% probably to make some money, and it's going to be a long road. But these kids are hungry, very hungry, and that's.
Jonas alluded to it before, didn't he? We're just obsessed.
If Jonas fights on the next Celtic Gladiator, he'll fight for free. I'm just telling you now.
Oh, well, he's not agreed that yet, mate. You don't speak for him. Can we get that in writing, though, mate? Maybe verbal agreement online would suffice.
What was that? I don't understand. What?
That sounds like a great deal, doesn't it, Jonas?
Well, come and leave your family in that. Come train for free in that.
Yeah, sweet.
He really wants to fight.
Yeah, just let me bang, bro.
Yeah.
Let me bang, bro. Best shape of my life, baby.
Yo, I'm back after eating the driest chicken.
How was it?
Oh, let's not speak about it.
How was the cake?
Let's forget it ever happened.
Is that the same meal that you get to eat over and over until weigh-ins?
No. So tomorrow, this is just
this way of things. I think you might be wrong.
Nah, this is quarantine. Well, I've seen on Chris Duncan's Instagram that he ordered a salmon, so I messaged him and he said I've ordered it from the hotel. So I think you have to pay if you don't want what the hotel's giving you have to pay for your own nutrition. But if I can just get some nice salmon and some veg, that'll do me.
Yeah, he's on the Thursday card, so his weight cut starts tomorrow. So
the darkness starts for him tomorrow. Well, he's cutting already because he's a big lad. Chris in is a big lad, so he's already. Well, I've just spoke to him. He's not got that much to go. He's ahead of the game. So yeah, man, everyone's just ready, man. We're here, baby. It's our time, man. The danger's coming to bring pain and damage and destruction when he gets in there. That's all I know. That's all I do, man. So just get ready for it, man, because we're not playing no games with this one. I'm telling you right now.
I really, really love the both of you guys, and just like
bunch of madmen.
I can't believe there's a game in the changing room. I've been away for a day.
I thought he just put that up for a bit.
Bro.
That's none of ours, mate.
Is it a spire? Okay. I was going to say it's not Jim. Show us the mat, mate. Yeah, show them the mat. Yeah. Show us the mat. Show them all touching each other.
No, they just.
Oh my God!
I'm only joking, mate. Yes,
the lad.
Hey, Dane, how are you?
Thanks with everyone today.
Put the gi on, Ibrahim. Put the gi on.
We have like a partnership with Aspire and ABT. They're like our northern partners, so we cross train and train together and very rarely compete against one another. So
it's hard because you said that about DB Top Team as well, and I know you're good friends with the guys there. Like, does it make it hard with matchups and stuff? There must be some good fights you could put on between you, or are there enough of everybody else?
There's like 32 gyms in Manchester alone.
Wow.
So honestly, it's crazy. We all think that we know better than each other. That's the Manchester way. But there's loads of gyms up here. So maybe, and if it gets to that point, then we'll revisit that conversation. And amateur, I'm of the belief that they should just fight anyway, really. But we all train together, compete together, and we're just improving together. So like sometimes you have to improve in competition. Like Ibrahim improved loads in his last fight, as did the other Ibrahim, as good as Jonas if he weren't so scared to compete.
And we've got a comment from a winner from Saturday night, Jordan Vucenic, saying, "Come on, boys."
Yes, Jordan. Jordan's a fucking amazing fighter. I like Jordan. I've got enough time
you
for
see
Jordan.
That leg flick on this fight. You see that leg flick on this fight. That one.
Yeah,
he posted.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's a real talent. He
real
actually
talent.
my teammate.
Yeah,
So
and I'm a big fan of Steve Amable and the guys at BKK. They're our friends too, you know. So, but no, Jordan put on a great professional performance.
Fight,
When was he 2-0, 3-0 in Cage Warriors now, and put himself in the shouting for a featherweight shot, and deservedly so. We know his level. You know, we love him. Comes to the gym, he improves us, and he gives everybody hard rounds, tough rounds, and all that. And so it's good that we've got like a big network of people, and everyone's like rising together. So that's why there's such a big buzz about us, because we're all buzzing. You know?
Yeah, not just that. As you got to understand, we've been in the game for so many years. Yeah, we've built so many good relationships. I've got so many relationships with so many different coaches around the country. Carl's got all the links within. We are that network of team we are that team with the wide network, and we carry that mentality of, you know, at the end of the day, we train with other gyms, we work at other gyms, we get the work done. But home's home, Manchester top team, and yeah, everything's working well for us at the moment. So
I think about the word with Ibn Al-Faki in the bottom corner.
I know it.
Our Libyan professor.
how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad.
And his amazing performance on his fight as well.
When was your fight?
Okay, let the man talk.
LA Gladiator.
And if I didn't speak about it, he might not have spoke about it. He's too humble, mate.
Yeah, no, came up against a much more experienced opponent. I'm relatively new to MMA. I've kind of done bits and pieces of martial arts over the years, but I've not put it together really until Manchester Top Team started. New to the team, but I hope I can represent it well.
Manchester Team fighter, like everyone else has been all powers and been there before, but when we moved gyms, everyone was like one of the first people who came to the classes and stuff like that. So it's a big thing for all of us, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
I kind of came as a grappler, but like if you watch the last fight that I done, it was all stand up, so it just shows kind of how far I've came.
I do remember your fight now. So. And the post-fight interview with Danny as well. So will you be on the next Celtic Gladiator card in November?
Yeah, if I can get on something sooner, sign me up. I'm ready to compete.
It's just
he messaged me just before this, actually, saying match me as soon as possible. So
wow,
people are messaging you now. This is great. This is great.
It's tough at the moment,
Leave Lofty in the gym one day. Look what happens.
But I'm just glad that you know are going out of your way to put these on, because there's so few. There's Cage Warriors and Bellator and UFC ongoing, but it's been really difficult for.
To be honest with you, we've managed. I did an event on Saturday, a boxing match, Little Man versus Chibu. I was commentating there, and we went to a venue and they had like a real slick coronavirus testing system. And all that, so there's no reason why we can't put. Now I had a date set for Celtic in October, and I was a bit nervous about it, but now we have that corona protocol in place. I think we can just put as many events on as people can handle and all that. And I've seen people online saying, "Oh, if we sell enough tickets, we'll have the show and we won't cancel and all that." But everybody else is cancelling. We ain't going to cancel this event, because the reason I won't cancel this event is because if I cancel this event, I've got to deal with 20 phone calls with these guys. Like, yeah, sorry lads. And that's the only reason I'm putting on events. They're the most stressful thing you could ever possibly do for zero money. So I just want to see the guys out there competing. They're all training hard, and part of my job as a coach is to provide a platform for these to grow in the gym, outside of it, and definitely in competition. So we just have to go, and if it costs us a little bit of money in the short term, we'll gain a lot in the long term. And we all grow together. So whether it be Celtic Gladiator, and respect to Cage Warriors putting 3 shows on over a weekend, and 3 good events too. And then obviously Bellator doing the same, Brave doing it. Everyone seems to be waking out of a slumber now. I think everyone's been waiting for fans to come back in October, maybe November. Now the realization that that's going to be perhaps next year until we find a vaccine. What a joke. And then until we can get our spectators back in there. But we're rolling with the punches. I actually kind of like the closed arena now. I'm used to it.
It's cool as a fan to be able to hear what the corners are saying. That's really unique. If you weren't going to be there anyway, but I do miss really being in there as well.
Yeah, and we miss that energy, don't I? Like what Kane said, I need to speak to him about. He says he wants to get in that cage and feel the energy, and I was like, I don't know that it's going to be that type of experience for him.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It just might be a totally different type of energy, I guess.
It's like the Ultimate Fighter, isn't it? Just like that's why I say you lads are on the Ultimate Fighter. That's it. That's where you got to approach it, and it's just.
I suppose one positive is you don't have to sell tickets. That is, we've got to be the most stressful thing as a fighter, not cutting weight, not anything. Lavone's texting me here saying, "Can I speak?"
Here as well. Lavone's in the house. Hey, Lavone.
He's not got an invite. Why didn't you invite him? Well,
I was trying to keep relevant. He's out. He's not relevant at the moment. He's had his time.
He speaks too much.
I mean,
speaks too much.
You don't know what to talk to unless you got a fight book round there these days.
Don't get him started. I'll have like 5 messages now. I told you to have fought in October.
No, it's
told you you were fighting in December. I'm losing with him now.
He'll put it on Twitter. He'll be on Twitter.
Yeah,
he'll be on
He has
Twitter.
put it on Twitter today.
He loves his Twitter. He loves his Twitter rant, mate. That's his.
He's eager to fight.
Yeah, he's improved so much since the last fight again, and all that, and like what Jonas says, and I just echo it. These guys have shown a sample size of what they're capable of. Jonas like a quarter, Lerone about 20%, and that's scary, isn't it? We talk about it in every fight. I said after he beat Ramos, he said, "Mate, I smoked him, and I didn't even fight well." I'm like, well, good. That's a good place to be. Imagine if you did your best performance and lost, it'd be like, then I'd be scratching my head thinking, shit, did it wrong here.
I'm buzzing to see him back in. Jonas, I want you to get a fight more than anyone I can think of at the moment. I'm really.
Jonas, should we say it? Pepe, you're a shit house, mate.
Whoa!
You blocked us online and everything because we asked for the fight. What's wrong with you?
Really, blocked?
Yeah, bro, just throw the shots if people are gonna run scared like that.
Is there anyone else you want to call out, Jonas?
Anyone at the bantamweight, UK, Europe, let's have it.
Peter thinks that Scott Malone owns everyone.
Peter's been drinking too much Buckfast and a bit of iron brew in the day, hasn't he? Listen, Pete, I know you got to love your nationalism and all that, and respect, mate. I respect that Scottish people like people from Scotland. We just like people from Manchester, and Danish people, and Libyans, and Russians, and all that business. Our adopted Mancunians. But no, Scott Malone's a good competitor, a good fighter for everybody. But sorry, Scott, it's not your night.
There's only one way to find out, in my opinion. Jonas, is there anyone else? Who else do you want to call out? Let's land some names out there.
I don't even know. I don't want to call anybody out because they're just making Instagram like,
she might have next
and stuff.
Lofty said the shots because he's retired.
Just injured, man.
Just one aside that I want to bring up. Not a lot of people know what happened last weekend and all that. I'm sure there have been some questions, but obviously we had Matthias Fredericks who comes to our gym now, and he was defending his Cage Warriors belt, and sadly, two of the cornermen, not myself, and him and I were quarantined in the same room. They actually failed their test, so by virtue of that, Natty wasn't able to compete, and he'd been living at my house, come up here for 12 weeks and sacrificed a lot and all that business, and probably would have solidified his shout for a go at the UFC with a solid win over Richardson. So what I want to say is more so than that is the way that he took it as a true pro. Like even in the instant where he heard about it, and he could have been throwing things around, blaming people for it, he just was like so matter of fact as this is what it is, and we'll move on. The team is what's important. We're here as a team. We leave as a team, and all that. That again, like hearing these guys talk about the team means a lot more to me than sometimes their performances, because that's what we're just building and developing, and then we'll see the results bear the fruit after that.
I think everybody is obviously, of course, everyone's concerned about the people who've tested positive and hope they're okay and everything. But it was absolutely gutting to see that fight fall out, because it was going to be amazing, and the fights that we did lose was
the great fights, weren't they? Yeah, I wanted to see that Lee Mitchell versus Nathan Fletcher, great fight, and then the featherweight championship, Max Colga coming on Cage where I was like, how have you got Max Colga?
Yeah.
Sadly, but that's the world we live in and all that.
Well, listen, we're sat here waiting for our results to come back. Yeah, so
don't jinx it.
Nah, we're not jinxing. We're good to go, mate. I'm positive. I honestly listen.
You're positive.
Listen, I'm. Fuck you.
But you know what? We had Stevie Ray on yesterday talking about his retirement, and he was saying for anyone who was thinking of going into MMA, you have to be obsessed because there's so much sacrifice along the way. There's so many downs as well as the highs of winning. There's so many birthdays that you're away for or weddings you can't go to and stuff.
You know what?
Look at us
the
now.
top and bottom is there's so many other hungry, starving sharks that are out there, and unless you want to be eaten up, then you have to become one. And the only way to become one is to put extensive work in, and it's that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honest, I say it all the time.
Oh, you win! Wait, let me just get this promo going on here now. Look, badder, everything, badder there. But Ibs, where she? Jonas, you didn't get the memo. You didn't get the memo. You
dressed like a normal human rather than a jumbo sale.
Roll on brand. Everyone's on brand. If you can see, roll on brand. Badder. Manchester top team. Badder. And Ibs, obviously, he's got his stuff.
He does a bit of rock climbing, doesn't he?
From time to time, so we'll let him go.
We're just waiting for the Badder Manchester top team ski.
Soon come. High quality sportswear coming soon. Come. Hey, listen, it's in the works. When it comes, just get ready for it. It's going to be the best sports developed fabrics, technical fabrics, fit, design, everything that the game's ever seen before, mate. Believe me.
I managed to get Lerone off COD anyway to pop on for 5 minutes.
Still on? I'm still
Hi,
on.
Lerone. Can you turn your phone sideways for us?
What's up with him?
What's that?
Turn your phone sideways.
Oh, turn your phone sideways.
Oh, one sec.
He's waiting for me to come off here to go on COD. That's what's up with him. That's why he's
frustrating.
Turn your phone down.
Turn your phone side on. There you go. Perfect.
Let me just put it on.
So, welcome back, Lerone. We were just saying how you're hoping to get a fight by the end of the year. Is that right? Not one in October.
Nah, I'm aiming for like early December or end of November. I'm aiming for. I need more though before the end of the year. I'm not going to be happy.
We'll 100% get a fight this year.
100%.
I hope so. I feel ready, man. Like watching the fights on the weekends, like give me an extra boost of fire. I just want to fight now.
I was going to say to you, what will it be like watching others from the UK and Europe go off to Fight Island again and not be with them this time? Must be.
Now it hurts me because we did actually get offered a fight, so I kind of feel like I should be there, but it's just the way things played out in it. But I'll be there in the next one.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, of course.
It just fueled the fire a bit more, and it wasn't the right timing. So it was a great opportunity at the wrong time, and there's no rush. As you're aware, Kate, it starts shining, isn't it? And it's not going to stop. It's not going to dwindle in a few months' time. And by virtue of not being able to take that fight through injury, it's got better. So that's progress, isn't it?
Mm. And you're looking forward to Kane doing business now.
Yes.
Time, innit?
Yeah, it's my time, boy. I've been fucking waiting for this. We're ready to go, man. It's go time. We're putting extensive work. Everything's there. It's just time to get in there and do exactly what we do, which is cause mayhem and danger.
I feel like these Bellator cards have crept up on me because they announced the fight so late. So I kind of knew that people were fighting. They said they had fight news, but you didn't know who. And some of them are even only being announced this week. It's just like
Yeah, well, it was just more obviously from Bellator perspective. Obviously, they had other things that whatever they had to make sure they got in order and across the line. And we got told as fighters, we have to be professional and make sure that we knew who we were fighting from a while ago, but we wasn't allowed to release it. And we released it all in time, and everyone's in tune with the promotion. So I feel like it's crept up on everybody, and I feel like we had the kickoff the other day with Fabian and them guys on that card, and now it's our time to follow up. You got Paul Daly as well fighting. We've got Semtex, the OG, the GOAT of the UK scene. Yeah, he's on. And
some fights on his card, isn't he? Like Charlie Leary versus Keith Crosby, what a fight, I think. Yeah.
Charlie Leary versus.
Well, I mean, it feels like there's not been a lot of talk about them, but I think it's because they've just kind of crept under the radar as they've come out really late.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even Ash versus Fisher, that's like a proper one
Grimshaw.
for the show. Yeah, that's a great fight, yeah.
Yeah, I actually sparred Grimshaw for this fight as well, and he's in good shape. And you know, Fisher always comes in good shape as well. So it's gonna be eventful, all the fights.
Here's a question for you, Katie. Will Cal Elmore versus James Gallagher eventually happen? Will it actually happen?
It's got to. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Yeah, it is. I think it is like the Bellator version of Tony and Khabib, but I'm hoping it will actually happen.
Who wins?
Oh, Cal Eleanor, I think.
Frozen.
Yeah.
All of us.
Cal Eleanor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Cal Pacino. I think he'll finish James.
Me too. I think he might sub him.
Oh, that'd be sweet. That would be sweet. But what do you think of those guys, Jonas? They're your weight class.
I think Carl is going to take it. Yeah. He's hungry.
One sec, bro. One sec.
Very
bro.
hungry.
Just doing
One sec, bro. He's in the wall. Okay, look at him.
You know, you letting
Bro,
everyone
he's in the game like we was.
No,
Who out of you has got the most wins on Warzone?
me. Lofty is the worst.
It's only me.
I'm always getting 10 kills and Lofty gets 0.
Ah, shut up. Last night you were poo, you know. You was poo last night, man.
And you know what? I've not been up on online for the past probably 3 years, if I'm honest with you. I used to be addicted to it, but that's the reason why I'm not, because I've become heavily addicted to it. I'm just cutting off from people ready to get home and get online, and it's like I've got 3 kids now. I can't kind of carry myself.
That's the same with me, you know.
Yeah, you're all right.
Nah, bro. I get home from the gym, and as soon as I get home, Lerone messages me like, "Cod lad,
bro, turn it in."
Don't lie. That's all he does.
You're messaging me.
Have you not? If he's not on COD, he's eating.
Your phone is belling me out 4 or 5 times.
If he's not on COD, he's eating. And while he's on COD, he's eating.
You love it as well. No, listen. COD is a worldwide phenomenon. Are you crazy? No matter who it is, everyone's smashing COD. I just don't. I choose not to because I know I'll easily addicted to it. I'll become.
You get smoked. That's what it is.
Not even allowed to have him in their house. This is what allowed to have.
Lofty has to ask his missus, can he go on COD? Can he go on COD?
Bro, I've got 2 kids.
He's under pressure.
Under pressure. I won't even lie, me. I'll ask if I'm at the gym all day and then I'm coming home and I neglect the kids for COD.
I love it.
I'm going back and the kids are playing COD. I'm playing COD, mate.
Bro, imagine having to ask another human being if you can go and play the computer.
Yo, bro, that's why you're single, lad. That's why you're single. That's why you're single.
Fred from Muller says he's just a few doors down from you, Carl, and you, Kane. He said he'll meet you tomorrow. He's one of the commissioners there and the guy behind Muller. You know him?
Yeah, big shout out to Fred. He's helped out getting behind like Ibrahim and getting behind yourself, Couples MMA and all that business. So it's good to bring out as much support as we can get done with at this stage. So big shout out to Fred and respect for getting to follow his dreams out here, being a commissioner for Bellator.
I know, yeah. I just want to wish him like a happy second show as well, because I know he was part of the show on Saturday, and it's the first time he was a commissioner for Bellator. So I'm well chuffed for him. He's such a great guy, and he's also giving you a shout out, Lerone. He said you're one of the most exciting, technical, and powerful athletes fighting out of the UK.
That's just
thank you. Tell him said thank you.
Lerone was going on like he was the best at UFC 3. My cousin smacked him.
I know it was. Do you know what? Yeah, I didn't play it I didn't play it for like a year, yeah, and then Princey told me to post about fights and fans and stuff. So as soon as I got on it, I started playing people, and this kid just started taking me down, doing some mad stuff. But you could just tell him like,
smash you up.
Yeah, he smashed me up, bro. Smashed me
up. Oh, this is what I'm saying, man. This don't happen in real life, though, eh?
Yeah, I know.
Get beaten, you're like, yo, come gym. Come
spar, mate. Come spar.
I'm just checking that I haven't missed any comments for you all before we wrap up. But is there anything any of you wanted to say or give a shout out to, or sponsors before we go?
I just wanted to shout out to everybody. I want to shout out to all the fans, all the team, all my teammates, everyone who's helped me through this camp. I want to shout out, obviously, my brand, Baddest Sport, the baddest brand about. You already know what time it is. And yeah, man, everyone tune in Saturday, and watch me, Kane the Danger Musa, lay a smackdown and a beating on his opponent, man. It's go time.
It's Channel 5, isn't it, on Saturday?
It's YouTube, and then on Channel 5 main event cards, yeah. So tune in on YouTube from about 6 o'clock, 6:30, and then it's on Channel 5, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I'm absolutely buzzing for that card. I'm buzzing that there's so much back. It's going to be really exciting. I'm super looking forward to it. Jonas, I'd
like to shout out Emma Marshall for letting Lofty play God.
That's an important one.
Buzzing.
Jonas,
just keep an eye out for the gym as well.
I just want to say, like, Kane is going to smash it. And, yeah, we can't wait to see him fight. It's been too long. Yeah,
trust me.
I'm buzzing.
Yeah.
Lofty?
Kane again, bought as well. Keep an eye out for the gym. It's going to be big. It's going to be big.
It's just one of their comments from earlier. Manchester taking over the world. It certainly feels like that.
I'm glad you agree.
Yeah, it does. I love the buzz in the gym. I love all of you guys. I'll wish you all the best.
One day and do some in-face interviews and meet all the guys properly, Katie, yeah, and do some training with us and all that.
And you know what? Let's just give a big shout out to you as well, Katie, man, for your passion for the sport.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You're interviewing it.
Giving up an hour and 15 minutes to talk to us reprobates about fighting there. So.
It's honestly my biggest pleasure in life. So
that's what we love. Then there we go.
Or a bad thing.
Yeah,
we're all in the same boat. Don't worry.
So, Kane, best of skill for Saturday. Absolutely buzzing for that fight. Lerone, hope you're in for the end of the year. Actually, all the fighters are. I hope you all get another fight by the end of the year. I'll be looking out for all of you. And just keep that hype going, that buzz going. I love to see it.
That's it. It's a lifestyle, man. It's a lifestyle, so it's not going anywhere.
We speak for everybody. We appreciate the support that we get from. We joke about love, ask his bird, and all that, but we appreciate the support we get from everybody at home. This is a proper selfish sport. I don't compete, and I'm really, really selfish too. So we appreciate the support we get from home and from each other as well. I'm from Manchester, and as much as we talk about it, it's already happened. We just got to keep showing up every day, and that's what we'll do.
Amazing. Right, you all take care, and best of skill for Saturday.
Thank you.
Best of luck on COD tonight, boys. Yeah, Lofty, don't let the team down.
Yeah. Take care.